Government shapes our lives, but how are laws made? Join me on this journey to explain Congress and the legislative process in two different worlds. Hi, my name is Laura for those who don't know me, and today I will unravel the legislative workings of two nations, Ecuador, my lovely country, and the United States. But first, I have to say hi to my sister Daniela, who is eager to learn about the Congress. So let's dive into the U.S. Congress, the House of Representatives and the Senate. Representatives and senators aren't just chosen randomly. Instead, they're elected by the people through a rigorous process. This election mechanism, coupled with the distinction roles of the House and the Senate, forms the bedrock of America's legislative system. By understanding this, we get a glimpse into how the American people influence the laws that govern them, providing a clear picture of representation and governance. In other words, the U.S. Congress, comprising the House of Representatives and the Senate, is a multifaceted institution. The House with members representing districts based on population, and the Senate with 2 members per state, from the legislative backbone. To be elected, representatives face competitive elections with their districts, while senators contest statewide elections. Understanding this electoral directly influences the representatives, contributing to a clearer understanding of democracy in action. Now, let's shift our focus to Ecuador's National Assembly, where the National Congress and Assembly operate. Exploring the process of electing representatives in Ecuador shed light on the nuance of their democratic structure. This comparative analysis between the American and Ecuadorian systems helps paint a comprehensive picture of how different nations approach the representation of their citizens. This means that in Ecuador, the National Assembly mirrors the democratic process but differs in its structure. The National Congress represents provinces, and the National Assembly accounts for national level representation. Here, representatives are elected based on proportional representation, ensuring diverse voices are heard. Contrasting this with the U.S. system not only highlights the difference in representation but also provides insights into the significance of diverse representation in a national legislature. Corruption is a constant threat to any government. In the U.S. Congress, stringent measures such as mandatory financial disclosures and ethical oversight committees serve as a shield against corruption. By contrasting these measures with those in place, in Ecuador's National Assembly, we gain insight into how different countries tackle these common challenges. This comparative study is crucial in understanding how transparency and accountability mechanisms contribute to a healthy democratic system. Corruption is a universal concern. It's mitigated through different approaches. In the U.S. Congress, strict measures like public financial disclosures and ethics committees act as safeguard. These mechanisms ensure transparency and accountability, fostering public trust. Conversely, in Ecuador's National Assembly, while similar mechanisms exist, unique challenges such as historical issues of political instability and economic pressures contribute to different challenges in combating corruption. By examining these measures and challenges, we uncover the complexities of ensuring ethical governance in diverse social political landscapes. The United States Congress stands as an exemplar maintaining democratic values with relatively low corruption levels. Ecuador can glean invaluable lessons from the American system, adopting transparency, independent oversight, stricter ethical guidelines. By adopting these practices, Ecuador can enhance its government structure, promoting integrity and trust within its institutions. The U.S. Congress serves as a beacon of success in maintaining a democratic system with relatively low corruption levels. Their emphasis on transparency, independent oversight, and stringent ethical guidelines has proven effective. Ecuador can leverage these successful practices to strengthen its governments. By adopting similar measures, Ecuador can establish a more robust and accountable government, reinforcing democratic principles and restoring public confidence in its institutions, which I think is very important. closer to home, let's draw a parallels between Daniela's school election experience and the process of choosing representatives. By making these comparisons, we demonstrate how the lessons learned from the US Congress can be applied in practical terms to improve governments in Ecuador. This relatable approach aims to bridge the gap between theoretical concepts and a real-world application. In summary, by dissection and comparing the legislative system of Ecuador and the United States, we gain a comprehensive understanding of how different approaches shapes governments and prevent corruption. So, Daniela, it's very important to stay informed and engage in politics because it's vital and is the foundation for a better future. So thank you, Daniela, for having these doubts, and thank you for anyone who was watching. And if anyone has any further questions, feel free to let me know.